Okay, so and I declare the meeting open to the public. If I can advise members that the committee meeting will be recorded and broadcast through Parliament buildings and online. Members are welcome to use mobile devices as long as they're in airplane mode and all devices are muted, and it's not permitted to take photographs or record the meeting. If I can ask members if they have any interest to declare in relation to today's meeting. No? Okay. So we'll just proceed now through the agenda. So agenda item 2 is apologies, and this morning we'll have apologies from our chairperson, Kelly Armstrong, MLA, and from Trevor Clark, MLA. I think we'll have everybody else with us here online and in the room. So agenda item 3 is the draft minutes. Your draft minutes of the meeting held on the 8th of October are at pages 48 to 54 of your pack. If I can ask members if you are content that the minutes are a true reflection of the proceedings of the meeting on the 8th of October.
Content.
Thank you. And I'll just sign the minutes. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, agenda item 4 then, matters arising. So item 1, motion to repeal Standing Order 70. So if I can inform members that following the meeting on the 8th of October 2025, when the committee agreed a motion to bring to the Assembly to repeal Standing Order 70 and make consequential amendments to standing orders, a question has emerged regarding the consequential technical amendment to Standing Order 22, Part 2, and its potential effect. So the most appropriate course of action was therefore deemed to provide time to consider the matter further and not to schedule the motion for debate. And an email was sent out to all committee members on the 13th of October. So if I can advise members that the matter has been scheduled on the agenda today at item 6 for further discussion and consideration. Item 2 then for today is the responses from parties on petition of concern proposals. So just to remind members, at our meeting on the 8th of October, the committee agreed to provide the draft standing orders on petitions of concern to the parties and to the Speaker for feedback and comment by the 7th of November, and the issue of whether any responses back from parties would be discoverable was raised. So just to inform members that committee staff have informally sought advice on this issue, and in terms of any responses being discoverable under freedom of information, this is unlikely under exemption 36, which relates to government policy and prejudice to the effective conduct of public affairs. However, it should be noted that each FOI request is dealt with on a case-by-case basis, and a decision on release would have to be made at the time of request. So if I can advise members that in terms of publication of any party responses, it would be a committee decision on whether any responses were published. For example, if it was going to be published on the committee web pages. And members may wish to note, however, that this committee does not routinely publish responses from parties on any of the matters that it has consulted on, such as proxy voting for parental leave. So if I can ask members if they're content with this informal advice, or if they wish to request formal legal advice on whether written responses from the parties in reply to the letter from the Committee on Petitions of Concern would be discoverable. So just if members are content with that update in terms of responses being published or not in the FOI requests. Is are happy enough? Yep. Okay. Agenda item 5, review of the committee strategic priorities. So if I can remind members that earlier in the meeting the committee discussed the paper summarising the review of the committee's priority areas of work that took place on the 24th of September 2025. Can I ask members to agree the note of the review session, which is at pages 9 to 34 of the meeting pack? Just get an agreement on that wee note. Yep. Thank you. And if I can ask members to agree the priority areas of work as set out in Annex A of the Clerk's memo, which is at page 7 of your meeting pack. So just agreement on those areas of work. Thank you. and ask members to agree the initial actions to be taken forward as set out in Annex B of the Clerk's memo, which is at page 8 of your meeting pack. So just agreeing those initial actions we discussed. Agreed, thank you. And seek the agreement of members to undertake the next review of our key priorities, and to have a look at those in September 2026. Thank you. Okay, so if I can inform members that the agreed priority work areas will be factored into the committee work programme over the coming months. And if I can now seek agreement of members for the meeting to move into closed session, where we're going to cover agenda items 6 and 7 then. Okay, thank you. Thank you. So I can declare the meeting is again open to the public, and agenda item 8 is our forward work programme. Members will be aware that the updated forward work programme includes the proposed meeting dates from January to June 2026, and those dates are on page 154 and 155 of your pack. Can I ask members to agree the forward work programme, including the dates for our future meetings, unless any further information or clarification is required? We're happy enough, content, thank you. And agenda item 9, correspondence, refer members to pages 157 to 165 of your meeting pack for the correspondence that we've received since the last meeting. Correspondence has been received from the Public Accounts Committee on its primacy over the NI Audit Office reports, and that correspondence can be found on pages 158 to 160 of your meeting pack. So if I can ask members to note the correspondence from the PAC, Public Accounts Committee, which is more relevant to statutory committees. Okay, thank you. And advise members the correspondence has been received from the chairperson of the Committee for Communities regarding amendments being made in Westminster to NI social security legislation by way of a statutory instrument. The correspondence is at pages 161 to 165 of your meeting pack. So the Committee for Communities has highlighted the potential scrutiny issues where UK government departments amend legislation on transfer matters via a statutory instrument, and asked if there's any plans to look at this gap or whether it would be feasible for our committee to extend its work on the legislative consent motion procedures to also cover the issue of statutory instruments. So if I can just seek the agreement of members to reply to the Committee for Communities, advising that the Assembly and Executive Review Committee is currently undertaking a review of statutory instruments, and suggest that it would therefore be best placed for that committee to look into this issue. Yep. Happy enough, thank you. Okay. And agenda item 10, chairperson's business. There's no chairperson's business to cover. Agenda item 11, any other business. If anyone has anything else they want to raise, not seeing any indications, no. And agenda item 12, the date, time and place of next meeting. The next meeting of our committee is on Wednesday the 12th of November at 10 a.m. in room 21, Parliament Buildings. So thanks very much, members, and the meeting is now adjourned.